Hello and welcome to beautiful San Francisco, California. In today's video, we will be looking at 6 different fun activities that you can do by yourself, with loved ones, or even with children. The first activity is the Golden Gate Bridge, and this is a great opportunity to be outside and to get some decent exercise. The bridge one way is about 1.7 miles in length, and if you walk both ends, it'll be about 3.5 miles. When we walked it a few years ago, it was a good time to be outside and to see some beautiful views of not only the San Francisco Bay, but you'll also be able to see Alcatraz, Oakland, and even San Francisco itself. Please know though that if you do ride a bicycle, the railing is only about 5 feet tall, so it can be a little bit intimidating, especially knowing that you're about 200 or about 220 feet or so above the water. The second activity is a baseball game at Oracle Park, which is home of the San Francisco Giants. It's a very beautiful park as it's partially on the water and it's also in a very nice area of San Francisco. Even though it opened up back in 1999, it's a very modern facility with great food and great views, and you're going to have a great time, especially with children. The seats aren't that expensive, and during the regular season, the upper deck will be about $40 or $50 or so per seat. We enjoyed it very much when we went here several years ago, and it's definitely recommended, especially with families and with children. Number three is Alcatraz, and there's a lot of history to this formal federal prison. You're going to learn about how famous inmates had lived, such as Machine Gun Kelly and Al Capone, as well as the specific cells that they had stayed in. During the self-guided tour, which will last about 2.5 to 3 hours, you'll be able to go inside of these certain cells, and the people that will be on site will actually close the door on you. So you'll get a very personable feel of what it was like to live inside of these really small cells. Each of these cells only housed one person compared to usually two, but that's because Alcatraz was a maximum security prison and it housed the worst of the worst offenders in the entire country. Please note that there are no restaurants, though, or any type of food on Alcatraz. So when you're here, you're going to need to either bring your own food or you'll be able to purchase food via a vending machine on the ferry boats. The ferry boats are only about 15 minutes in length going to Alcatraz as well as going back to San Francisco. But please note that there's just no food areas when you're on the island itself. Fourth activity would be Chinatown, and this is a unique spot because Chinatown in San Francisco is the largest outside of Asia. And how they measure that is in terms of a designated Chinatown area in a city and the ethnic Chinese population in that area. San Francisco has about 70,000 within a 30-block radius. It's pretty big. And if you compare it to other major metropolitan areas, not only in North America, but also across the world outside of Asia, San Francisco is ranked as number one. The great aspect about Chinatown is it has about 80 different tea shops as well as restaurants combined. Anything from easygoing shops to get a quick snack to fine dining. And when I was here about a couple years ago or so, we went to a kind of a fine dining restaurant, and it's a great opportunity to bring families as well as children and to taste some very ethnic and high quality food in Chinatown. Please note that most stores, though, close at about 7 p.m. So try to get here during the late morning, early afternoon hours for less crowds. It gets pretty crowded, though, during the early evening and into the kind of the 6 p.m. time frame or so. Number five is Union Square, and this is great for luxury shopping. They've got numerous areas if you're looking for some high quality clothing as well as clothing accessories such as Chanel and Neiman Marcus. In the wintertime, they will turn half of Union Square into an ice skating rink, and they will have a beautiful holiday tree as well. This is a great area as it's very central in San Francisco, and if you're in Union Square, everything else is pretty close by. For example, Chinatown is only about 2 blocks away to our west from this street that we're looking at to our left, and other areas are also basically within walking distance. You'll also have the famous cable cars, which will be to our right about 1 block, and they will also take you to various areas of the city. Personal favorite of mine is San Francisco City Hall. It's just such a beautiful building, and it's also right next to United Nations Plaza. And this is coming in as the number 6th and last place for this video. It's a great place because not only is it free, but it's also very educational because the United Nations was founded in 1945 towards the end of World War II. In fact, it was founded right after Germany had surrendered and a little bit before Japan was about to surrender, about a couple months prior. You'll also learn why the United Nations moved to New York City and how the billionaire at the time, John D. Rockefeller, had influenced that move. Furthermore, it was interesting to learn that the dome of City Hall in San Francisco is bigger than the dome in Washington, D.C. I didn't know that. And you'll be able to see how they were able to build it right after the famous early 1900s San Francisco earthquake, and how they were able to do it in a pretty fast time, considering that it was the early 1900s, and pretty neat to learn how they were able to do that. But please note, though, that you will go through a metal detector and your bags will be checked. Well, that's it for the 6 activities. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully it gives you some idea of what to do when you're visiting this really unique and beautiful city of San Francisco. Thank you so much.